Okay, guys, I see a few of you have joined. We can start. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and start dealing with this. First, I'll quickly show you that I have a virtual machine here. Luckily, I already have a virtual machine ready, so we'll work on that one. This is the Windows machine I'm using. This is in East US. So because I want to deal with the virtual machine now, I every account I'll be creating now that will be in East US. This machine is a part of a VNet. And the name of the VNet is also Windows. I wasn't planning to use this machine, hence I didn't bother about the name. But now let's use it. It will save some time. So the virtual machine's network is VNet. Name is Windows VM 001 VNet. That is the name of the VNet. I'll just write this down here. It will be easier for you. So I have a VM. Name of the VM is this. Location of that VM is East US. Hence all my accounts will be in East US. VNet of that one is that machine is VNet 001 hyphen VNet. This is the name of the VNet. And this is the name of the VNet. It has some subnets. It has a target VM subnet and Ansible subnet because my VM is a part of target VM subnet, so I'll be using that. Subnet name is target VM. Don't get confused with the name, guys. Because this was my personal practice, so I didn't bother about the name. Otherwise, we you never name a subnet in which you will write VM or something like this. Don't ever do that. It confuses a lot. For example, my VNet's name is VM001 Windows hyphen VM hyphen VNet. This is my VNet's name. This is my subnet's name. Right. So don't ever do that. When you are practicing, you have whole week, so make sure you always follow naming convention, etc. Give a proper name, a sensible name to your operating system, sensible name to your VNet, sensible name to your subnet, etc. Okay. Now I'm creating one more subnet in this, and I'm keeping this subnet for my storage accounts, which I'll be using later. And why am I creating this? Because when you do the endpoint, private endpoint, I can use one of these subnets. Then what happens? Whichever subnet which you're using for storage account, right? That subnet cannot have an NSG, network security group. Now these two subnets, they are using NSG, and I've controlled a lot of things for these machines, right? And the moment I use this subnet for storage account, that NSG will be gone. So my machines will also be impacted. So I would never want that my machines and storage account, they are on same subnet because they can't deal with NSG together. So I'm creating a dedicated subnet for my storage account, and I'm not keeping any NSG on that subnet. Hence, I'm creating a new subnet. It is in East US. Okay, let me log into this machine now. Meanwhile, one of you, please, whoever is using laptop, please share your public IP with me. Someone who is able to share the screenshot also, or and if required, someone who can share the screen as well. Because now we are doing the practical where I'll be adding your IP address, my IP address, and show it to you that who is able to access the file, who is not able to access the file. Someone who's able to access the file from the VNet subnet. That practical we're doing now. So I need one of yours public IP. Yes, guys, anyone with public IP? By the way, this is the Azure virtual machine, and I'm going to use the browser. I told you don't get confused by an Azure Internet, this Storage Explorer and browser, right? No matter whether you're coming from Explorer or you're coming from browser. If you have access, you have access. If you don't have access, you don't have access. And still, that if that is required, I will be installing Storage Explorer here also. Though I have already that on my local machine, that should be fair enough. So this is the browser which is in the machine, which is in the Azure local machine. And now let's create a storage account. Meanwhile, guys, I'm still waiting for a public IP. Aragya, Ibtasam, Priyanka, Shagun, anyone would like to share their public IP? You simply have to go to a browser and search what is my public IP. And very first website which comes here, click on that and it will tell you your public IP. This is my public IP. Okay. Though I already have a storage account, but let's leave that and create a new one. Same resource group. I'm naming it as uh, okay, Zareen has shared the public IP. I'm sharing it as and naming it as public access storage account. Public access is enough for us. GRS, LRS, etc. We are yet to done. A REST API, I'll keep it checked. This one, obviously, I want to keep it checked. What is the error here? Okay, public access has already been taken. See, someone is practicing with that. So maybe we'll put UT-Kloud public access. UTK public access, that will also do. Aradhya has also shared the public IP. Fine. Two are enough, I guess. Keeping this enable as of now, but I'll show you the usage later. Hot is fine. See, this is the place which where you select that what is the default tier would be for your files, but you can change it later also. Okay, I am creating this account with enable public access from all network. Okay, rest data protection. I don't want any delete. We are not doing this practical now, so I should be able to delete it easily. Hence, I'm unchecking all those boxes and create it. Maybe we'll create a new account, or maybe we'll access the same account. We'll see if we are able to make changes and if you guys are able to understand it properly, then we'll do the same. I'll create one more account meanwhile. That was public access. This is private endpoint access. Or I would say this is that is completely public access. Maybe I can make some changes there for limited IPs, and we can use this for private access. Okay, again LRS, GRS, we are just randomly selecting anything. This I should be keeping there. I'm okay with hot because I'll be deleting that. Instead of public, what am I doing here? Enable public access from selected virtual networks. So under selected virtual network, now I'm selecting that virtual network where my machine is there. So that is the virtual network. And I'm selecting that subnet from which subnet my machine should be a part of. Right? So I'm selecting target. Storage में नहीं है मेरा machine, Ansible में भी नहीं है. My machine is in target VM subnet. See, this is the machine we are talking about. And along with this, I want uh, myself to access this or leave it. I won't add my public IP. So when I access this blob from my laptop, I should not be able to access it. But when I access it from Azure machine, I should be able to access it because I'm adding that subnet here. My machine is a part of this subnet. And along with that, I'm adding two IP addresses. One Zareen has shared with me. So when she logs in or she tries to access, she will be able to do it. And one Aradhya has sent it. And apart from these two guys, if you guys are able trying to access, then you will not be able to do it. Private endpoint will do it later. So let me change the name. Public access from selected network is the name now. Take. So I'll call this as selected network. This is not private endpoint actually. This is selected network storage account. Okay, let's create it. Again, I'm not keeping this any check because it should be easier for me to delete. Public access account is ready. I'll go ahead and look for containers and add a container to that and add some blobs to that. That I will find somewhere here, data storage browser, blob containers, add container. I'm just naming it anything as of now. Test public. If I do it private here, you will not be able to access it. We have already seen that. If I do it anonymous, we are able to see it. This is a blob. Under blob, we are adding a file. And if you want to add multiple files, you can add a folder also. Now I'm adding files one by one because I already have only have two. But if you have multiple, you can add that. We are going to see then how to use Storage Explorer, Robocopy. If there are a few methods also. I mean, literally, if you have 100 images and if you want to add those 100 images or maybe files, if you must have seen that I was not able to select two of them together. See? Okay, it's working. Let's see. Oh, it's great. It's taking two of them also. Let's delete this. Or it's okay, you don't have to delete it, but you can select multiple also. See, I can select multiple and I'm adding two files at a time. It gave me an error that file already existed. I checked that box which says overwrite that file. So it deleted that file and added a new one. Now, if you are able to, if you see, if I share this link with you, all of you should be able to access this. Just go ahead and please check that once. If I access it from my browser, this is my laptop's browser. I'm able to access this. If I go to Azure machine, I'm able to access it. Simple. All of us are able to access this. This is purely a public account. Done? Fine. Now let's go ahead and check the private account or selected network. Actually, this is not private. Under selected network, what have I selected? I have selected my uh, virtual network. So any machine which is a part of that virtual network should be able to access. Then I have selected Aradhya's and Zareen's IP address. Right? So again, I'll go ahead and create something here. A blob. I find this one easy. You can create it from there also. Selected network blob. Ignore the spelling mistake. Here I'm updating two files. Okay, something went wrong.
I think so. You have to add your VM IP on the
All right, I didn't
firewall
add my
so that
IP,
you
right?
can.
Yeah, look at
Yes,
this.
yes, yes. You have to
My
add
public
that.
IP is not added. So what I can do, I can either go to this machine and then access my storage account. Look at this, guys. The moment I started, even I'm not able to access this account. Even I have access to the portal and everything is there, but I'm not able to access this account. Why? Because my public IP is not added there. But the same thing, if you guys are able to do it, you should be able to see it, provided you have access to my portal. Here, what did I do? I did not add my IP. So now let's see if we can add my IP over there. And where did we do that? We did that on the storage level, right? So changing anything at the container level, it's not going to help. So I'll have to go here under networking at the storage account level. Always remember, don't get confused. Don't add something. Okay, now I'll add my own IP and save. So now I have my IP, Zareen's IP, Aradhya's IP. Take some time. Let's wait. We can add browser, etc. from here or here also, blobs, etc. We already have a container. Upload a file. Now, this is the link. I'm sharing it with you. It should be accessible by uh, Aragya and Zareen. You should be able to access. Now I should be able to access it because I had to give myself some access here. See, now I'm able to access this. This machine should be able to access this. Why this machine? I have not added this machine's public IP, but why this machine is able to access this? Should be able to first see if it is able to access it. It is not. It is not able to access this. And we'll come to this. First, let's see if you guys are able to access this. Can you guys check? Let me know who's able to access, who's not.
Yes, I am able to access.
What about others? Do you see something like this?
Yes, not able to access.
Not able to see. So only public IPs which I have added, those are able to access this. Now let's go back to networking properties of this storage account because we have done all these settings at the storage account, right? So every time whatever I do, I'll have to do it at the storage account level, not at the container level. Don't change anything at the container level, right? So I come back to the storage account. Under storage account, I'll go and check for networking. Enable from selected virtual networks. I have selected this machine, target VM. Exception allows your server trusted service list access on the storage. My machine is not entrusted. This is fine. Only one thing I'll check if my machine is a part of the same VNet. It is a part of that VNet and subnet is. I hope you guys remember where do you check VNet, where do you check subnet. allow any outbound. I have enabled that also. It is okay. Can someone tell me what went wrong? Here is the settings of my storage account. Okay, here is the setting of my storage account, and here is the setting of my machine. Can someone tell me what went wrong?
I think subnet is different. Like the
Yeah,
subnet is Ansible.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I had to target an Ansible. What did I do? Instead of selecting Ansible subnet, I allowed target VM subnet. And my machine, I mean, I went wrong from here itself. By collecting information, it should have been Ansible subnet. So let's go and change that. I'm allowing both of these, right? I want to allow both of these. These two should be a part of your storage account. In fact, this is also fine. Okay, it would have been easier, clearer to me also. Look at this target VM. It has all IPs available because slash is 24, which means total IP is 255. Available IP is 251, and out of that, all 251 are available. So it should have been very clear for me that both machines I have created. This subnet doesn't have any machine. So both machines are here under Ansible target. So I had to Ansible subnet. I had to use Ansible subnet. This should have been uh, clicked me while working on that. So let's go to that storage account. Selected network. This is the storage account. This is in picture. Under networking, add virtual network, add an existing virtual network, virtual network. So our job is to add a existing virtual network, or maybe let's say if we can edit this with no option to edit this. So we'll have to remove this, or we can just leave it. Maybe I'm gonna have some machines in future, so it's okay. I can leave it if I want to, and I can add existing virtual network. And here it should be Ansible. See, target is already part of it, hence it is dropped this one, grayed out, and now I'm adding Ansible. Enable it. Meanwhile, I'll quickly create a VNet, one more VNet. I want to see something that if it is allowing a VNet which is in different region. We never used to get that option, but you never know. Microsoft keeps making changes. So I'll just create a VNet. I'll call it Central India VNet, and I'll actually create it somewhere in India or anywhere, but not in East US. The purpose here is to check. I'll go with South India. That's okay. And name should be Central India. It's okay. That's fine. I hope you guys are getting it. What am I trying to do, right? The purpose here is to check if my storage account it's allowing me to add a different virtual network. I'm not going to create any machine, nothing. My storage account is in East US, and okay, I have added this. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check if my machine is able to access that. Okay, it has been saved successfully. Might take some time. So I'll pick any blob. I'm able to access it from my machine. These guys are able to access. They have shared their public IP. And this machine is coming from a private network. Hence, see, this machine is also able to access it. Got it? But I told you, like yesterday, if you remember, that even if the storage account is here and VM is here, they are in the same one, but they are not connecting or they are not talking to each other on a private network. It is in Azure, this is in Azure, both are in Azure, same region, etc. But still they are coming from over the internet. The request is coming via internet. It is not going directly. So if you want that directly, then the private endpoints come to picture. Now let's go ahead and see what is a private endpoint. Before we move ahead, any doubts, any questions, guys, still here? Anyone who did not understand? By the way, look at this. So it is allowing me to add a virtual network which is not even in the same region. Let's see, what does it say? Don't have. Okay, so there is no restriction. That's new learning. If your storage account is in East US, you can still allow machines from West US, Central US, wherever you want. You just have to make sure that virtual network is selected, and you have selected the correct subnet. Then look at this. I'm able to add these two virtual. Now, so if I have any machine in this virtual network, that machine will all be able to use it. Got it? But what did I say? That even if I've selected this, they are in the same region, they are maybe in same region, different region, same Azure, but the request is traveling over the internet. So if you do not want that, you want to disable it completely. I don't want any internet connectivity. Disable it. Simple. Now, can you guys try to access this? I've disabled the internet access. I go to my Azure virtual machine and I'll copy paste again. Never refresh it because cache will give you the results. So from here also, maybe I'm getting it from cache. Now look at this. I had to open an incognito mode, a new browser, to get the correct result. Can you guys try doing that? If you are using Chrome, go ahead and open some other browser or at least go in incognito mode and try to access that and let me know if you guys are able to access it.
Yeah, not
Oh,
able to
it's
access.
giving error.
I've tried.
Right. See, so why is it that? Because I disabled it. I disabled it completely. And now if I enable it and I remove these public IPs and keep only this machine, so my machine, Azure machine will be able to use it, but still routing over the internet. I don't want that. I don't want any internet connectivity, hence I'm disabling it. But now, by disconnecting the public internet, I want my machine to use that storage account. Somehow, I've written a program. That program is installed in this machine in a programmatic manner. This machine is connecting to that storage account, right? That all is happening. But how to give access for this machine to that storage account? I don't want to use this option. This is traveling. This is making my data travel over the internet. I don't want that. So there you have private endpoints connection. Now I'll create a private endpoint connection. Now, private endpoint connection, what is it doing? It is not allowing any other machine, but what it is doing, it is attaching a NIC to your storage account. Normally, storage account will never have a NIC. So here, if I go and if I select this, I'll give any name. Uh, First private endpoint. Click next. See whether you want to do it for blob, table. It is not happening at the storage account level. Under storage account, do you want to create a private link for blob? Yes, as of now, blob is in the question. Next, when you're creating a private endpoint, then obviously there has to be a virtual network. So I'm okay, I'm using this virtual network. Then there has to be a subnet. So if I'm using this subnet, see, what does it say? Network policy private, and see, the moment I select this subnet or this subnet, these are compatible. Okay, compatible subnets, these are compatible, but there is a warning. Configure the network security group as natural extension for application. This is different. I don't see that warning here. Let me see. Where is it? Deploy. Okay, even if it is not there, it was there somewhere written. Even if it is not there, remember one thing, that whenever you attach a subnet, that subnet will not be that subnet will not have any NSG. Even if you have NSG, that will be disabled. So you do not want to play with other subnets where you have your machines. You don't want to get rid of the NSG, right? You have, let's say, 20 machines here, you have 25 machines here, and you already have a subnet जहाँ पे आपने कहीं पे RDP, you have an NSG attached to that subnet where you have allowed or denied some traffic based on your requirement. So just because you're adding a storage account, and it is storage account's requirement that it doesn't want any NSG, you don't want to play with your existing subnet. Hence, we always create a new subnet for that. And I created a storage account subnet, if you remember. Route tables, we are not creating here. Ignore this option. No application security group. Okay, now private IP. From that private IP, do you want this to be allocated dynamically? Dynamically as in you don't do it. Any available public IP, any available private IP from that subnet will be picked up automatically. Or do you want to assign a private IP by yourself? So we are okay even if it takes dynamically. Click next. Do you want to create a DNS name? Yes, fine. DNS name is nothing, just a name over the IP. We have seen that while accessing the virtual machine. And then you create it.
Sure, just one question. Like, if we will add our, private IP, like what I will get from the IP config with this IPv4 access, sorry, address. So will it work?
Sorry, what was the, I didn't get the question.
I am saying that if we will add our private IP, I mean, what we will get from the IP config output, like IPv4 address. So if we will add this the IP on the storage, so will it work, or we always have to add the public IP?
No, no, you are
Okay.
adding a private IP, but which private IP are you referring to?
I am referring like what I will get from our desktop or any VDI. I mean in my
No,
current
no, no, no,
private
no, no,
IP.
no,
Okay.
no, no. See, you are adding a private IP from which subnet? What you are getting on your laptop, it's your private IP, right? What you are assigning to the
Yeah.
storage account, it is from this virtual
Mm-hmm.
network. Under this
Mm-hmm.
virtual network, what is the range of this virtual network? 10.0.0.0.16. We have
Right. Yeah.
done the breakup of that. We created three subnets: 10.0.0.0.24, 10.0.1.0, right? 10.2.0.
Mm-hmm.
So which subnet did I
Right.
select for the storage account?
One like
This
Ansible.
subnet.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So
fine.
that storage account is going to get IP from here. Even where the
Mm-hmm.
option which was there, that do you want to assign it a static one by typing, that doesn't mean you can bring any IP from anywhere. That does not mean you'll go ahead and type 172 or 198 or whatever IP is there on your machine. No. What does it mean? That any IP from available IPs from this subnet 10.0.0.2.0, इसमें भी यूजेबल कितने होंगे हमारे पास? पूरे नहीं होंगे. If I get the first IP will be I think 4, right? I can't use 0, 1. First IP will be 4. So I can assign
Yeah.
10.0.2.4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, whichever is available. Either I can do that, or I can let storage account to pick any available IP from, but this subnet, not beyond this subnet. Can't go and pick from here, can't go and pick from here, can't go and pick what is there on your machine. No, only from this particular subnet, because I selected that subnet while creating that. Selected that subnet. Got it? Now, when you have a
Uh,
private IP, now look at this. This is a private IP of your storage. Sorry, you were asking something?
no. It's fine.
Okay. So now when you have a private IP of this one, be it a machine or anything, can you connect to this private IP from your private IP? Now you sitting on your laptop, right? We don't have any or I won't even say what we have, what we don't have. Just take this scenario. Whatever we have, it's there in front of your screen. Now I'm asking you, go to browser and access this. Let's say if this was a machine, I'm asking you, go to browser and take RDP. Is it going to work? Or go to browser and access this. Is it going to work?
No, no, I think not
And
working.
why
No.
not? Why not?
Because it's a private IP, and to access it over the browser, we need a public IP.
Yeah, it's a private IP, right? Okay, I want you to work on private IP only. What solution do you have in your mind? I'm saying obviously I'm not putting a public IP. You are sitting in your data center and I want you to access my file from your data center from your private IP, and I'll be on my private IP. Neither I'm allowing you public IP, neither I'll be taking a public IP. You be on your private IP, I'll be on my private IP, and I want this connection to happen. What solution do you have for me?
So we can do a peering.
Minutes. Yes.
I'm sitting in my data center.
Private IPs can't
Data
communicate.
center, then DNAT is the option.
Now, why will you go for DNAT? My IPs are not overlapping. I have 192.162. I have a different range, but a private IP, you have a different range of a private IP. I am not in Azure. I am sitting in my physical data center.
Okay.
VPN connection.
Simple. Yes, VPN. Why hesitation, guys? We have seen that already, right? How do you connect to sites?
Okay.
What kind of VPN?
Got it. Hmm.
If I'm the only one user, I'm saying I'm
Global
sitting in.
VPN.
I'm
Point to site.
no, there is no such thing. Global VPN. That's in peering. Don't confuse
Point to
yourself,
site.
professor. Point to site when I'm sitting alone. I'm saying I have a team in data center.
S2S. Site
What
to
is
site.
S2S? Site to site. Yes, always use full name. S2S is
Hmm.
for our understanding, I have mentioned. Site to site VPN if you want your whole data center and all office to access it. But if you have only one user sitting at home, right? The best option is add his public IP. If no, you want to deal with private IPs only, you establish a point to site VPN. But ultimately, it has to be a VPN. What other option do we have for data center? I am saying no VPN, it's very slow and not secure. What other option do I have?
Switch out.
Express route. Clear? Once that is done, then using this IP or maybe using this link, you guys will be able to access it. Any doubts, any questions, guys?
So this is the option for accessing the storage over the network on the private IP. So
Yes.
suppose we have a web app and any PaaS service which is using this storage account, and we
Hmm.
do not want to use public.
Hmm.
So it should be private endpoint only. This is
Yes,
the only
always.
option.
Always, yes. Private
Okay.
endpoint is always better. Let's say you have a web app
Okay.
in this one, in this subnet. You have a web app in Ansible, and your storage account is in storage account. Do you even require anything to be done? Anything needs to be done for this